It's no secret that the red route glitch has taken the wind out of the sails of the Madden community. I don't think I can recall a 1-week drop-off in viewership in the Madden directory, and I do understand that MLB The Show is out right now and there's a lot of hype around that game, and I hope that you guys are enjoying that game if that's what you've moved on to personally. But I think that the real culprit is in fact the red route glitch that EA has done nothing with. Now, the AP poll was the community being involved in being able to determine what the AP cap was going to be on both sides of the ball. I think that's great. But the problem is EA didn't finish the job.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
And as a result, no actual AP values were tuned to accompany the cap change. And this has created a really poor meta for the game that's resulted in a lot of glitching, velocity abilities on the run, and extra routes on the field. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys what you can do if you run into a red route glitcher. It's not 100% lockdown defense, but I think it will definitely help you guys out against players that really don't know what they're doing outside of just putting a guy on a smoke route. So let's get into it. What is up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to utilize the smart contain when facing the red route glitch. Now, the smart contain is actually just a buzzword that I'm giving to this strategy. We're actually going to be using a zone on our defensive ends while playing a man coverage base. Now, I'm not a big fan of man coverage this year. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I do have some actual coverage checks that I really like that I put in the vault on Gridiron game plans. However, if you guys don't want to have to go through the process of learning match coverages and what things are going to do and who are the players that might chase the quarterback, then you guys can actually use this tip right here. But if you guys want more coverages than just some simple man under concepts, I would highly recommend that you guys go check those out. So just want to say thank you so much for helping me reach 12,000 subscribers here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. It is the spring of 2022 and we're still pushing upwards with the channel. Things are really growing, not only here on the YouTube channel, but also on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Zan Madden, where I also stream Monday through Friday in the afternoons. And obviously on the Gridiron Game Plans website and in our Discord, where there's a ton of awesome community conversation. If you guys could do me a quick favor, make sure you guys, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button as we push for 13,000 subscribers, and we'll see you guys here on the other side of this. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to go over to the Baltimore Ravens defense. That's my favorite defense to run, and we're going to kind of break this down. Now, I would probably run this concept out of either a two-man under or a cover one hole style defense. Now, let's go ahead, and for those of you that don't know what the red route glitch is, we'll go back over that. I did do a video on it last week, as did a number of content creators who are super irritated with the state of this game right now. And let's just kind of show you in general what it is. And really what it is when you have a smoke route that is the primary route or a red route on your field, if you break contain with your quarterback, you will end up with every zone on the field chasing the quarterback. So what I've done here is I've taken a red route and moved it in as a smoke route. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to streak the coverage here. Really doesn't matter. People will also glitch contains and things like that. And I want you to watch all of the underneath zones. So the two yellows and the two purples. What players are going to do is they are going to let the edge rusher come in and they are just going to glitch the pursuit. And as soon as they break the pocket, everybody run commits. And that's going to leave anything that you want open. It could be a wheel route, a hitch over the middle of the field, a crossing route, especially if you guys use zone drops, you know, those 30-yard blues, they're going to chase the quarterback. So I don't want to focus too much on, you know, showing you all the route combos. Obviously, we know that this is a problem. So the saving grace about the red route glitch, even though it's not a good situation to be in, is actually the fact that man coverage doesn't run commit. So what we're going to do here is we are going to use the logic of if we break pocket with the quarterback, zones will chase the quarterback to our advantage. So again, when you take a look at this on the rollout side, you'll notice that basically the purple zone and then the two basically hook curls that are in this cover three defense chase. On the backside, you will notice that the backside purple zone did not end up chasing the quarterback. He actually stayed put in his assignment. So really this affects the flat zones and the hook curls. Really it's the flat zones on the rollout side. So what we're going to do here is if you're facing somebody that does a lot of red route glitching against you, you are going to go to a man base. Again, I am not a big fan of man coverage. I'm not a fan of it. But it is what we have at our disposal. So let's go ahead and call a play like Z spot and go, for instance. You notice that there's a red route on the outside of this defense or this offensive play. Thank you for checking out this free content over here on the Madden YouTube channel. If you guys are enjoying this content, make sure that you guys also check out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we go over the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counteract those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every game plan on the site all year long for just a low price of $9.95 a month. And you guys get access to our Discord channel, where we have members of the Gridiron Game Plans community chatting daily, helping each other get better at the game. And this also includes a lab session every single Wednesday night on the channel. So make sure you guys get over to the website. If you guys are looking for the best escape artist defense in the community, you have to look no further. gridirongameplans.gg. Now back to the video. What we're going to do is we're going to go into a personnel grouping that matches the number of receivers on the field. If they have 3 receivers, you probably want to be in nickel, so that way you have 3 corners to guard the 3 receivers. If you want to take it a step further, you could go to a dime or a big dime style formation. And we're going to choose basically a cover 1 style blitz, or not even really a blitz, just a cover 1 or a 2-man under style play. Now with this particular coverage, what you're going to want to do is kind of play off of the fact that 1, we know that they're going to scramble, and 2, we know that any zones on the field that aren't deep zones are going to chase the quarterback. So what we're going to do is we're going to place players that we want to chase the quarterback in flat zones. So I'm going to put these guys in flat zones. Now from here, it is up to you what you want to do. But what I would likely do is QB contain, just for the opportunity for maybe this player to end up looping and then maybe disengaging and chasing the quarterback from his inside hip. If you wanted to, you could probably do the same right here as well with this particular concept, and we would go ahead and pass commit. Now with this, if you're worried about the running back being open, I probably would just man up the safety on him, and then you as your user will blitz your user and user this player over the top, with your responsibility being to clean up the 1-play touchdowns. Now with this situation, we are essentially rushing 2 contains that we're hoping that they're going to book out of the pocket and end up having those contains hopefully loop around the tackles and be able to have the inside track on a cutback, while the moment that they break the pocket, our hard flats will leave the flat and chase the quarterback, having outside track on their hips. So this is basically a pure coverage combination where we are in fact playing man coverage. Again, this is not going to prevent you from giving up 1-play touchdowns. That's just the unfortunate reality. If they have, you know, a route tech on the field, maybe they're running a skinny post, you might have to make a decision between manning up the running back or putting this guy into a middle third. This is not perfect, but it is at least going to take away some of the low-browness of this concept. I truly hate the fact that this is a real thing in this game, and I'm praying that there's a patch this week or sometime next week to rectify this, but we got to play with the tools that we have at our disposal. So when the ball is snapped here, I'm just going to actually kind of leave my guy here. I'm just going to put him in a hook curl and just kind of leave him. So he won't run commit because my user's on him. But what you're going to see is that what we're going to do is set up the red route glitch. And with this particular concept, a lot of players are looking to just run a streak a corner and then have some sort of route over the middle of the field that hitches up or, you know, is wide open due to the fact that your zones are run committing. So a lot of players will set up zone beaters when they are running this concept. If they're smart and they mix in man beating routes, it makes your life a lot more tough. So what we're going to do here is we are now going to try to get outside. And you see here that when we do this, that hard flat chases. Now the problem, 2 things really. The problem number 1 is that the player that we had in that assignment is not really that fast. So let's go ahead and take them back into the depth chart or the play call menu, and I will sub in some of my faster options here, and then we'll kind of fine tune based off of what we just saw. So I'm going to I'm going to put some safeties here. I'm going to put Allen and let's put Thomas. And then let's put in some of our faster linebackers here. I know Davis Gaither is very, very quick. And I also know that I believe Pratt is also pretty fast here for this. So let's go back into like cover one robber now. Now, the other thing that you could do is, let's say for whatever reason, you're not too thrilled with where this zone is dropping to. So you see right here, he kind of, runs this right here. He runs into the flat because the smoke is on that side. However, if the smoke were on the other side, there is a chance that that hard flat would drop back a little bit further, which you don't really want. You want them at the line of scrimmage. So for this particular play specifically, we might actually take an extra step and say, you know what? I'm going to tell you to play 0. I'm going to tell you to play 0 yards. You could also set curl flats to 0. You'll find that there are slightly different areas of the field that a flat that zone drops to. Versus a curl flat. Again, that's up to you, whatever your preference is. One of these two zones needs to be 0, and that's the zone that you're going to use. So now let's go back into the cover one robber, and I'm going to run that same concept real quick. So I'm going to run Z spot or Z spot and go, doesn't really matter. And I'm going to set up the red route glitch. So typically a zone beater. And again, with this particular concept, you are going to say, all right, I want, you in a 0 yard purple or 0 yard blue. I want you in a 0 yard purple or 0 yard blue. This player right here is going to contain. This player right here is going to contain. And I'm going to blitz my user. Now, with these players in the previous example, you may have noticed that they got swallowed up by double teams. You don't really want that either. You kind of want them getting a good angle. So you see right here that on the left side, we got a one-on-one. On the right side, we got a double team where he got sealed. If I were to scramble out, we really ideally want this guy to have good leverage to the outside of number 72, where it's an easy block shed, and then he's got the inside hip, while this guy then takes the outside hip as they scramble. So that's ideally what we're looking for. So if you're struggling with this, my recommendation for you guys is to take these guys and kind of line them up on the tackle, head up or maybe slightly outside. And also, when all else fails, pass commit. That'll help significantly. So, in this situation, maybe you come down here, you're using right here, turn this into a little bit of a, like a 3 linebacker type look. The presence of your user in the middle of the field might make the guard on that right side look at you, which would also be pretty nice to have. Also keep in mind that you could, if you wanted to, 3-rec by bluff blitzing this guy right here. And that might allow him to drop over the middle of the field. Again, if they break the pocket, that guy's going to chase, but it kind of serves as a little baby spy that might be able to get a different pursuit angle, especially if you have somebody that is faster at this position. But again, I'm going to kind of just sit right here and, we'll try to get outside with this. So again, what most players are going to tend to do is they're going to slide protect, maybe try to throw a double team on there. And then they're going to snap the ball, and then they're going to try to roll out. And you see what that does is that gets perfect contained. And then once I break the pocket on that, you see that the purple zone set to 0 ends up getting the outside hip. So it was tough for me right there to try to strafe up my user on the defensive side of the ball and scramble immediately on the offensive side of the ball. But you saw both of those tips come and kind of combine on this particular play. So you have those zones that you've dropped to 0. So if I go right, obviously you see that that guy's already shed. If I go left, we actually have a double team on the left, unfortunately, but we still have a 0 yard on that side as well. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. So let's show this again. What we're going to do is set up the red route glitch on the offensive side of the ball. And you're going to go ahead and do it this way. And then whatever with the rest of the route combo. What we're going to do now is we're going to take these zones that are right here and put them into 0 something. 0 purple, 0 blue, up to you. Another thought, if you don't want to deal with the contains, you could maybe just spy this guy. Again, you're not going to get much of a shed. It's just a simple one-man rush at this point. But if they're the type of player that instantly hikes and hauls, this is a good counter for them. If somebody's got good pocket, they're a good pocket passer, this is going to be really, really tough. And that, again, that is why this sucks. It truly is why this sucks. So, again, with this particular concept, a little pass commit. In this situation, we're not containing from the second level. So if I break pocket, all we're looking at right here is this purple zone is now going to chase, seals us off. And then you see right there at that point, we are basically stuck. You got to go back to the pocket. You don't really have anything run committing. At least you have man coverage on the wide receivers. You know, again, this is a super passive coverage defense. You know, route techs are still going to fry. The thing is, most players need an escape artist. So, you know, that's got its value. And then they want to throw a pass lead elite on top of that. And they're probably not going to have a route tech to go with it. So that means that the receivers might not have a route ability, which could play to your advantage. But right now with the current AP structure, you are still seeing velocity, hot route master, and escape artist stacked on quarterbacks. If they want to put all of their AP, all 18 AP on the quarterback, that is actually viable. So, you know, this is something that you can kind of mix in. You know, this is not an ideal situation whatsoever. Another thought that, you know, just kind of popped in my head, if somebody's doing this to you out of like ace personnel, it's pretty tough to go with like a 1-4-6 or a dollar style defense. You're going to have to call something that's more nickel against this. Feel free to, you know, go into more of like a 2-4-5 with this concept. You could still go into like a cover 2 man against somebody who does this. So I'll kind of, you know, obviously right here we're still in bunch, but again, the whole process is they want to go to ace because they want to weak box you if you're in 1-4-6 or dime or whatever you're in to match the receivers. They basically just want to scramble. So, you know, in this situation, you might say, okay, I'm going to rush maybe 2. I'll still leave my edges in those purples. You know, in this situation, you might go ahead and put these guys in the contains out here. You know, again, in this situation, now you got a tight end that's left uncovered. So maybe you're doing something more like this to make this work for you. But, you know, this is another thought that you guys could go ahead and try to, you know, apply this. Again, it might behoove you to walk down and get down here. You really want to get those guards to look at you. So that way they don't double team your contains. You want those contains one-on-one with the tackles, if at all possible. So when they do this, they snap the ball, you get those one-on-ones, they bounce off, and then those purple zones are able to chase. And you see that looks pretty darn good. Looks pretty darn good.
Pretty good.
So it's very unfortunate that this is a thing right now, but I hope this video is beneficial for you guys. I was going to throw this just on Gridiron, but I think I owe it to you guys here on the YouTube. Obviously, I was one of the content creators that did release the glitch itself last week. I was super pissed off. I know you guys are too. Hopefully a fix is coming around the way, but I don't think it'd be fair for me to release the glitch itself and then say, hey, head over to Gridiron Game Plans and check out the counter. Not my MO at all. Like I said, I don't like doing content that's centered around glitches like this. Wanted to make sure that you guys had this, you know, experiment. 0-yard zones, man coverage. If they're going to roll out and make your zones blitz, those zones might as well work in your favor. So start working those hard flats from your edge players and get them to play what I call the smart contain. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.